Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn, the Leather Bag Lady. How are you all today on this rainy Tuesday morning? It is pouring outside. And I had plans to go and do a little bit of groundwork for my Shop at the Shed project. I'm not sure. I don't mind getting a little bit wet, but it is pouring out there, Leather Bag Lady weather report. So today's bag is not only a bag, but a backpack as well. So as you can see, I am wearing this beauty on my shoulder, but you can open it up and use it as a backpack as well. Like so. Top handle. Ugh. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous, well-loved, lots of patina, very nicely worn in, this kind of mahogany brown leather backpack made in Columbia. It is just gorgeous. Now, let's unpack a few things. So first of all, we have a zippered pocket on the back that goes to about here. Then you have a slip pocket on the front that has a bunch of card slots, and there is a pen holder. Don't put pens in your bags, ladies. And then inside you have another zipper pocket. There is your South America. They seem to be kind of look all the same, the branding. And that is about it. Now, I've mentioned before the material that gets used for the gusset. So this is that very slim plastic. So it has rolled a little bit on this edge, but my experience is once you get your stuff in there, it flattens it out. It is rolled because it has probably not been used in a long time, and it has been stored so that it hasn't been able to lay flat, but it does have a nice gusset. There is lots of variation in color on this beauty. Now, you can change the orientation of the straps, which is kind of cool. If you want it a more kind of traditional backpack setup, there's lots of options. But like I said, this bag has been well loved. Now, I've done a little bit of recoloring. The corners were really quite bad. This was almost white. All the edges were almost white. The underside, that's pretty well what it looked like all the way around. So as I've said, I'm not refurbishing these bags to the point of where they don't even look vintage anymore. I've been doing that for years, and I've kind of caught myself, and I thought, as I've said a few times over the last couple of weeks, why are you trying to take the vintage out of the vintage? And that's kind of what I was trying to do, not on purpose. I just want to give my customers the most attractive bag I can. But if you like vintage, you want it to look vintage, right? Or that's the presumption anyway. So this bag just screams that you've had it forever. You've loved it forever. It is amazing quality because it's still up and around. The stitching is still brilliant. The interior is in fabulous condition. Love this plaid lining. It's just a real beauty. And I am noticing a lot of people wearing backpacks these days. The crossbody thing, I think, is kind of on its way out. But the crossbody thing, it's out of necessity. Nobody wants to have obstruction when they want to do other things. So having a bag in your hand, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I do it because I do not like, I mean, I would wear something with this crossbody because it doesn't really, To my new subscribers, what the hell is she doing? I am not a small-chested woman. When I wear a crossbody bag, the last thing I want is to draw any more attention to where most people's eyes go in the first place. Well, most men anyway. And I get it. It's a thing. I mean, Pius has kind of talked to me about it before. He's like, listen, get over it. And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, it's like up here. And back in the 80s when those heavy knit cotton sweaters were all the rage, I mean, it was like somebody vacuum sealed. I mean, they were big, but they were heavy. So it all kind of weighted to the bottom. So up here, it was just like, so I would walk up, I would anticipate what was going to happen. I wish I had my little Mexican hats years ago. I have these little kind of, they're like nipple shields, and I need them because when it's cold, hello, and I don't want people looking at my freaking nipples. It's terrible. You know, I know, wah, some of you ladies out there have no boobs or whatever, and you would kill to have big boobs, but I'm telling you, sister, it's a pain in the ass. Just like no boobs is a pain in the ass. Just like frizzy hair is a pain in the ass. Just like carrying a few extra pounds is a pain in the ass. We're never happy, right? We're never, ever, ever happy. But a crossbody strap, for me, is just too much. I can't handle it. So in order to still be able to have a hands-free situation, I like, so here's an example. Like this is a little bit of a longer strap. So as long as it tucks right under, I'm still hands-free. And once I have some weight in the bag, this is actually a nice bag. Danye. This is actually a vintage piece. And I tell that, I've shared this with you many times before. Look at the size of the phone pouch. So this is a very late 90s, Y2K, early 2000s bag. So I should probably take this out of my shop at the shed stock. I might leave it for now. That was just me giving you an example of what I gravitate towards and why I'm potentially seeing a lot more backpacks at the moment, because you still need a hands-free option, I feel. And the crossbody thing is starting to kind of... Now, I shouldn't say that because I was in IKEA on Sunday and I really enjoy people watching, as do a lot of us. But my people watching is I want to see what purses they're wearing, how they're wearing them. Everybody is still wearing a crossbody bag. They just are. It's just not a go-to for me. I would much prefer the shoulder setup that I just showed you. And that is why a backpack is just fabulous. Now, do I have my other little vintage backpack in here? Yes, I do. I think I've showed you this one before. Isn't this gorgeous? So this is one of mine. All the different colors on it. Same kind of strap setup as this one. And I think this one is a South American one as well. I'm not sure. It has a lot of ink damage inside it. So that's why I've kept it. But I love it. I love the different colors. This mahogany color in the front, which is very, well, not very similar, but on the same kind of wavelength as this colorway. I just love it. Not a huge fan of that kind of orangey stuff, but that's my little backpack that I use. So they are so useful. They are very much on trend at the moment, more from a necessity point of view, I guess, than anything. So what I do last night, I had my clients last night, both clients. We went for dinner and then I went for a bit of a drive with my client earlier. We are just kind of winding down. My new client is going to go from 3 days a week just down to 1. And to be honest, I'm finding it difficult to find stuff to fill 3 visits a week, especially in this kind of crummy weather. So I'll be good to go for 1 day a week. And then my long-standing clients, we're going to be in our 7th year in January or July, I think. So yeah, we're going to pick back up our Friday visit. And I find it difficult to fill visits for them too. But I'm not the one that's being pleased. It's them. So whatever they want to do, we do. I am working for them, and, you know, whatever is on their agenda for the day is what we do. But sometimes it's so boring. But anyway, that's what you've got to do. So I am out and about this afternoon. As I said, I'm going to visit a few of the retirement homes in the small town that I'm going to, Grimsby. And I'm going to just try and get some information on who the new activity directors are. And I'm going to take my daytimer with me, and I'm going to see if I can actually book whilst I'm there. That would be the optimal success today. Yeah, and that is about it. We are not going anywhere this weekend. I did mention it to Pius. All the Easter plans have all gotten changed around again. Oh my goodness me, it's such a pain when you're trying to please everybody. And it's kind of, my mom's kind of the one that's at the backbone of all these changes. I didn't even know that we were the ones that were going to be taking her to Sarnia, but which is not a problem at all. We have no problem doing that, but it certainly wasn't something we had built into our plans. Not that we even have any, but yeah, it's a bit topsy-turvy trying to please all the family members and getting everybody together. And it's just, we were sitting last night and we were talking about it, because I really don't have a lot of desire or patience to do lots of big family things. And then it struck me, my mom and dad moved us to the UK before my sister was even born. I think, yeah, my mom got pregnant in England. I was a year when we moved from Scotland to England. We were not with any of our family. We did not have family gatherings. We did not go to regular family functions, because we were in a different part of the country. And the penny just dropped, because I sometimes do kind of get on myself a little bit. You know, are you being antisocial? Are you like, why do you not want to do the whole family thing? Every time we have an Easter or Christmas, I just cannot be bothered with it all. And it's because we never did it. And I was like, I know what it was. We were watching a show last night on Roku, and it's called My Retreat or Cottage or something like that. And it's all in Southern Ontario. Most of it. Some of it's in BC and the East Coast, but the majority is in Southern Ontario. One of the little retreat places was in Burlington, which is where my clients are. So but it was all based on family, and they're all talking about, you know, renovating their cottages for family and friends. I'm like, screw that. I'm not renovating anything for anybody but me. And I say things like that, and then I kind of backpedal a little bit and go, that's not a very good attitude. And I kind of think, why am I like that? And then, like I said, the penny just dropped. We never had family gatherings. And I mean, I don't care, but you know, sometimes I just think I'm a bit negative and a bit bah humbug and all that kind of stuff. And as I've shared with you many times, I am not a hostess in any way, shape, or form. I hate it. I'm not interested in it. I don't want to do it. But I do recognize that there are situations where you have to extend invitations to people. When I was talking to Pius again about it last night, I'm like, let's pick a regular kind of time of the year when we invite, you know, the family up to the trailer. And that way I can kind of get my head around it. And then I thought, well, maybe that I'll overthink it too much, or I am a huge overthinker. So just trying to come up with a safety net for myself moving forward so that I don't kind of put my antisocial ways on those around me. Because I would be quite happy to, like, they were showing cottages on islands. They were showing cottages and right in Georgian Bay, like amazing, right? And like hours from where I live. And I was like, oh, I'd love that. I'd love that. And then some of the cottages were big entertaining spaces with, you know, pools and ice cube makers in the refrigerator. And I was like, nope, I want a little cabin off grid where it's just Pius and I and maybe a pooch. And that's it. I don't know. I don't need to, I don't know. But then I remember my days with Mr. Bruce, and all I wanted was to be around other people. And I guess that's because I wasn't happy in the relationship. I really didn't want to be alone with him. And now all I want to do is to be alone with Pius. So, I mean, it just goes to show you the difference between, you know, then and now. But, yeah, I gotta keep a check on that. I could end up an lonely old biddy, couldn't I? But anyway, so that is it for today. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get myself organized and head out onto the highway into Grimsby, get some of my chores done, and then I have an appointment this afternoon, and I will be back with you tomorrow. So have a great rest of the day, everybody. Bye.